Hi there, traders, and welcome to Trade the Structure. So I've just got some live trades for you, some action on the Nikkei, and then some later on I'll show you some action on the Hang Seng. The Hang Seng was a cracking trade. So yesterday, if you follow any of my social media or anything like that, you'll see that the execution was pretty rough yesterday, and I missed out some prime trades. I did make a little bit of money, but it really wasn't as good as what it could have been. So after reviewing, just trying to focus today in on the price action, in on the structure and what I'm trying to do. So the first trade was a short. It was a short, and it was based more around this 5-minute chart here, and we'll show you the 1-minute action. So it was in about here somewhere. Okay, so I was looking at this, and I was actually debating it could have been a long there. You got this rejection, and then when it was trading sort of back up here, it kept pushing up, pushing up. I was looking for that long potentially, and then it started to fade, and we got this green candle here. Okay, that could have been just ripped straight back up, but you can see that the EMAs are starting to roll over. So I'm looking at the 20 and the 50. They're starting to roll over on the 5-minute chart, and as soon as we got this flush of the previous candle high, and we start to fade, that's where I went short. Okay, and lo and behold, it actually didn't play out too far. I think I took a partial here on, say, I think it was about a quarter of the trade, and then it reversed on me and took me out of break even on the rest. So all in all, it wasn't a really profitable trade, but the price action was there. All right, and the second trade we'll show you in just a moment was more on this side of the action. Once it started to reverse and we started to get this, this lows holding through here, we started to get these lows holding and then the higher low off that level. And as soon as I start to get, a couple of candles, especially on the 5-minute, where it starts to break a couple of previous candle highs, then I'm looking for the reverse. Okay, I'm looking for a long, and I was watching this here, and this is probably what got me on the long side. I was looking at this here, and that started to break. So it was somewhere in here where I got long. So if we just flick down to the 1-minute chart and just look at that first price action, so the price action was on the short in here, and I managed to push through this. It did pop back up and then just nosedived into there. So I managed to get that partial somewhere in here, and then it started to tick all the way back up, and like I said, taking out break even. And the second trade was just in this price action here. As soon as we start to get this green candle here and a break into highs, I was long. I think it was somewhere through here. That's probably not going to show too much, but it was somewhere in around here. Okay, so what I'll do is we'll show you the live trades. You'll see it play out live, and then we'll just go from there. Onto the second trade here on the Nikkei. I was actually looking at going short there. I do place an order to go short and then quickly cancel it once it starts to confirm to the upside. So I was a bit uncertain. I thought a lot of times I can actually break up and then turn around and retrace that, just trapping some buyers. So I was looking to potentially go short and the break back down again. So I've really got you can get 2 support and resistance lines there. So once it starts to confirm the upside, I turn around and just basically cancel that order on the short side and then go long. So let's sit back and watch the action now. Okay, over to the Hang Seng now. This is a 5-minute chart. All right, so I'm just going to look at the 5-minute price action first and explain through the trades, and then we'll probably flick over to the 1-minute chart, and then I'll show you the trade. So the first trade was, I was actually looking at this. I was thinking we're going to get rid of that. We're going to hold up on this low. Okay, it was about this candle here when I started looking at it, and I was expecting this. I thought this little flush here, we're going to lead to a push up to these highs. Okay, and it was about in the start of this candle here, which you can see now on the 5-minute chart. It's pretty clear that I actually didn't go my way, and I traded it off a 1-minute time frame setup. Okay, so I was looking at these MA starting to roll back up. I was looking at this MACD was starting to roll up as well. Well, it was on its way up, and I was really just looking for that to continue to push higher, especially after it was based around that flush there. Normally a flush there, you're going to go back to the top side at least. Okay, but unfortunately it didn't play out this way, and I basically stopped myself out of those trades on the short side. But what actually happened next, because of that trade, I could see the action on the downside. Okay, so looking at this 5-minute chart, I was basically looking for, if I just draw that up in the yellow, I was looking at this price action here. Okay, so we've got a green candle here, an inside candle on the downside, and then I was looking at that as a 3 candle setup that I've talked about in previous videos, and a break to the downside. And when you look at the 1 minute chart, it looked a lot clearer, and you can see instead we're going with the MAs. MAs are starting to roll back down again. That to me, if that confirms, that's a lower high, and then we're going to start to play out on the downside. We're going to start to play out something like this, a bit of a gap close there back into these lows. If we just draw those up, we're going to start to get back into these lows, or even around about here, okay, which is pretty much what it did. So I let it flush through, close out the final bit, and that short there, that last trade was about 140 points, okay, and the trades before that was 130, 120. So I was exiting partials on the way down. So let's take a look at those trades now.